Let's get back to how to not get sick. Give me a protocol.
Yeah, okay.
What to take, what to do, basic stuff, no cold plunging, etc. Because that's extreme, right?
Yeah.
Like 0.1% is going to do a cold plunge.
So let's go with, I would say the most general statement first is to eat, to move, and to think well. You have to have a healthy lifestyle. You have to have at least, some people say 80-20. It's like, I think it's like 95-5 now, right? 95% of the time you have to do really, really good lifestyle, right? Because if you don't, and if your 5% is horrible, sometimes that toxicity in that 5% makes you that vulnerable that you're going to get more sick today than you ever will.
That's very demotivating.
Right? I know.
95-5.
That's just that's my take, right?
Okay.
Being in clinical practice 15 years now, I would say that what used to work 10 years ago for my families, where I'd say, hey, you know what? It's the apple or the donut, right? What snack are you going to choose? If you choose the apple enough, then you're just going to get better. Most people choose the apple today. Most people, right? And I would say today, that dichotomy is so much further, right? I would say even today, it's, which I think your listeners would get, right? If this is the apple or the donut, I would say it's homeschool or public and private school, right? Because the public and private school area, the toxicity of the mind virus, the toxicity of that environment, because everybody is mostly taking all the drugs, eating all the toxic foods, and sharing all the bad stuff. That's why when kids go to school, they come back with stuff, right? But a lot of times on this side, you don't see that same type of environment. So I would say in that dichotomy of taking in healthier things versus less healthy, it has to be more disciplined on this side. It always comes down to lifestyle. From a protocol perspective, are you thinking supplements?
Let's go supplements.
Yeah? Okay. I would say the most basic supplements to be on, in my opinion, are, the first one is cod liver oil. Cod liver oil is the oil, I believe, you ever seen Mary Poppins? The movie, old American movie. I think that's the oil they were saying, you know, just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. I think that was the oil in the movie, cod liver oil. Cod liver oil is as good as omega-3s in fish oil, and if it's the right cod liver oil, it has naturally occurring vitamin A, naturally occurring vitamin D. And when you have those fat-soluble vitamins alongside those beneficial healthy fats, it literally not only helps your immune system respond, but in some younger children, it actually can change and broaden the shape of the cranial bones and the palate.
Really?
Open sinuses.
Because of vitamin D.
Because of vitamin A, mostly.
Vitamin
but
A.
I would argue that it's probably even fats that we haven't totally identified yet. It's generally the beneficial fats, and it's a naturally occurring.
So right from the very beginning, cod liver oil till you die.
I would say that could be something that's every day forever.
Okay, that's number one.
I think everybody should be on some sort of fulvic or humic mineral today. Fulvic and humic minerals are typically a mineral base. You know, a lot of people are used to taking a mineral like magnesium, right? Or they're going to put a little bit of salt in their water.
Correct.
To replenish, you know, some of the electrolytes. The electrolytes, those general electrolytes are really, really important too. But the humic and fulvic minerals are a base layer of our soil that we have been depleted of for multiple generations at this point. Fulvic and humic minerals are very effective at drainage pathways in the body, in the sense that when you take them, it helps your lymphatic tissue just let go.
Is it a powder? What's that?
It's usually a liquid. Yeah, it's usually something you can just drop in your water.
Amazon?
You could do Amazon. I would say maybe a better. I would say if Ion Gut Health might be on Amazon. There's a couple really good ones from Trace Minerals. That's a good company, but I would say the company is very important.
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods will carry some that are actually.
I got it.
Yeah.
Every day in the morning?
I would say every day. I'm not a big fan of like take this in the morning or night. I'm more of like make sure you just get it in.
I got it.
Vitamin D is not as good as going outside, right? Vitamin D is not a vitamin. Vitamin D is a neurohormone. Correct. And in the sun, your vitamin D is one of a dozen known neurohormones that are stimulated with sunlight. So I would argue that being in the sun is far greater.
This doesn't help, right? It covers.
I would say it not only covers, but I mean, I have a tattoo from when I was in the military as well. Man, I refuse to do too far of a deep dive on that yet, but there's so much toxicity when it comes to tattoos, right? So it's
And
not
you can go back. And you can go back.
You can, but it's not easy. Yeah, not to.
So removing with the UV is, you want to say it's better just with than having the tattoos?
I think it's better because it removes the physical toxicity of the ink, and it actually restores the ability for the sunlight to actually get into some of our receptors, right? Our body is covered in photoreceptors.
Correct.
Photoreceptors, I mean, are, I would say, the single most driver of physiology and health in the body is actually light. That's why people wear, right?
Yes.
Blue light glasses. That's why people go out in the sun, right? And the deficiency of that, or the alteration of that, is very primary.
You wear it because of this.
I wear these generally because of that, and because of screens, and because honestly, I enjoy it at this point.